Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back once again to Season 3 of my F123 My Team Career Mode campaign journey. We are now at Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix. It is very, very wet for qualifying, and if you didn't see the last installment from Australia, well, all I'm going to say about that is that it was a world of pain. We were chasing for the win. It didn't happen. I want redemption here. That's all you need to know. So we're now here at Shanghai trying to qualify for the Chinese Grand Prix, and I'll be honest, I was really struggling in these conditions, trying to put the lap together. It was only really at the end of the lap did I find any real confidence in doing it. And here we go then, round the last corner. What's it going to be for us? Are we going to be in the top few? We actually go fastest. So, in a lap where I thought I was struggling to get it all together, I was surprised that we were fastest. Second lap, however, well, I make this little mistake here in Q2. And then when I try to go again, I get held up and end up just bailing on the lap. So, yeah, it's going to be P16 in China, with it all to do on race day. And with that said, I decide to take a whole new load of components and just say, sod it. I'm going to start at the back of the grid and see what happens.
Once again. It's a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first win with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt there's plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Gasly, Sainz, Leclerc, Norris, Drugovich, Ocon, Magnussen, Bottas, Teo Pourchaire, Stroll, Albon, Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri, Liam Lawson, Sargent, Joe, Hulkenberg, De Vries, and Sparkles. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Right then, let's have a look at the front and see how their start goes. We've got Max Verstappen on pole. We've got George Russell alongside. It's lights out and away we go. Verstappen seems to get away okay. Russell tucking in behind, and it looks like Gasly and Perez are unsettled there. Gasly's going for third into turn 1. Perez hanging it out around the outside, and there's a Ferrari there that's getting very keen. I think that's Carlos Sainz, but he's fighting off Lando Norris. Who's going to get third then out of Gasly or Perez? At this moment in time, it is Sergio Perez who holds on to P3. Right then, our POV of the start, and we are underway now with a very nice little getaway. Hulkenberg, well, we've just left the chips really, and we've got Lawson and Joe on our left. De Vries already behind us as we pile into turn 1, and it looks so far like a decent start, making up more places as we go along. I'm trying to hold out around the outside to gain even more. So far I think we've gained 5 as we are up into P17, and I wonder if a cheeky little dive down the inside here will gain us further. Yes, Sargent and Stroll are battling, and I might be able to pass both of those, but Sargent stays round the outside, and he's actually got some decent momentum there. I'm trying to now go around the outside of the left-hander, and we have done, and we have got ahead of Sargent. Next up is Teo Pourchaire in the Aston Martin, but we have to wait for now. But as we come to the end of the lap, I see a chance to improve my position. Are we going to have a cheeky look? No, Pourchaire goes to the inside to cover. We might be able to take an outside line and break a bit later. We've got Oscar Piastri there as well that I'm having to make sure I don't go into in the AlphaTauri. and we tuck in behind Oscar, and it is P14 for us at the end of the first lap. So we have made some positive moves. I'm going to make another one here down the inside of Piastri, and that is P13. So the starting on soft tyres working for us, but I don't know how long into the race we're going to be able to go on these. So let's see how it all goes for now. Meanwhile, I'm shaping up Valtteri Bottas and Alex Albon for a move down the inside here, and I'm going for Bottas, but Bottas proving quite difficult to pass. He's still on my left. Bottas is not going to surrender this one easy. I've gone onto the grass zone, I've gone a bit deep, and I've had to back out and surrender P13 for now. Right, next lap down the inside of Bottas we go, and this time we have got P12, and I need now to get past the hat of Alex Albon. That much is crucial moving forwards in this Chinese Grand Prix. The virtual safety cars come out, and I've decided, you know what, I'm gonna roll the dice, get on a fresh set of medium tyres and do 2 medium runs to the end and see if that works out. Safety cars can happen around here, so I'm banking on one of those as well. It's a gamble. It's a gamble to undercut a few in the middle of the race and try and get, well, and hope that a safety car comes out and we're able to capitalise. Right, now riding on board with Pierre Gasly, and he nearly loses it on the straight there. Really working the wheel as he sets up a move and completes a move down the inside of Sergio Perez. Carlos Sainz is forcing his Ferrari through as well. Perez trying to hang down the inside. Look at the momentum Sainz has got. One of them is going to have to back out of this, surely. And Carlos Sainz still side by side with Perez down the inside into the hairpin. And, well, he went in quite tight there, and Perez was able somehow to hold the outside line. It's taken us a few laps to gain on some cars, but we dispatch of Hulkenberg and De Vries in some unconventional manners. I think I made a little bit of contact with De Vries, although I've been given a warning for a touch with Hulkenberg, and my team engineer guy is now yelling at me to calm the F down because, well, don't want to get a collision penalty. Right, we're now watching Yuki Tsunoda go side by side with his AlphaTauri teammate Oscar Piastri. I'm going down the inside of both, and that has worked a treat. Up into P16, and now we're back on the rear of Logan Sargent again for 15th, and the pace is looking pretty decent at this stage. So I'm hoping that we do get a decent undercut and that a safety car comes out and we're able to maintain a decent position. But we're now caught up to Logan Sargent. It's going to be a dive down the inside here, and Sargent just dives out the way, sees me coming and just thinks, nah, mate, you're all good. Go on, go for it. Anyway, up into P11 we are now. A few cars have pitted, namely Leclerc and Norris behind us. And I'm just starting to think, how quickly are they going to catch us? We've got Stroll and Porsche dead ahead who need to pit, and they probably will do this lap. But if a safety car is going to fall, I need it to fall this lap. Otherwise, this strategy, we can kiss goodbye to it. And I can just see Leclerc and Norris were starting to catch me quite quickly. So I'm getting the feeling that this is a strategy I kind of need to just bail out on and cut my losses, especially even though we're up to P5 and looking good. If I stay out, I'm just going to lose a lot of time and lose any chance of going into the points. So I decided to bail out of that one, pit in, let's do all our talking on the track, get a fresh set of boots on, let's go. And we're still behind Porsche and Stroll, but thankfully we're not too far behind them, so we can get attacking immediately. Into P15 we are, and I think there are still 1 or 2 pit stops left, so I'm hoping that I can undercut those at least and see where we are once it's all shaking out. I'm going to push hard, I'm going to take the life out of these tyres, and we're going to try and move forwards, and we're already doing that on Lance Stroll, taking P13. Up next is Albon and Pourchaire, and the points are quite a way ahead. Meanwhile, Ocon is now passing Charles Leclerc, who I've heard on my radio has a car problem, so that's rotten luck for him. Charles Leclerc's bad luck manifests into the game. Ocon takes P6, Leclerc is down to 7th, and now he's going to lose another place at the hands of Kevin Magnussen. We are riding on board with our teammate Felipe Drugovich as he's having a look and seeing what he can do. The Brazilian driver, who is our new teammate in his 3rd Grand Prix, showing that he is no slouch at all as he gets into the slipstream of Magnussen. Leclerc has actually got the DRS and he's looking at taking the place back. Drugovich is trying to go around the outside of them both. Leclerc shuts the door. Drugovich goes around the outside of Magnussen and takes the position. And now we're riding on board with myself as I'm having a look at Pourchaire. Albon has been dispatched. Now it's time to overtake Pourchaire. Down the inside we go, and you can tell the frustration is just starting to kick in. But now we can try and catch Bottas, who is 10 seconds ahead. It's a bit of a tall order considering we're gaining only about half of a second to 7/10 of a second a lap. But we're still gaining by that little pocket of time. Someone who isn't gaining, however, is the Haas that is pulling out of the race. I do believe that's Alex Albon, don't quote me on it. Right, down the inside of Charles Leclerc goes Felipe Drugovich. Drugovich really going all out in this Chinese Grand Prix. He has moved up another place, and now here he comes on Esteban Ocon. Drugovich is just unstoppable in this phase of the race, and he now moves up into P6. So our teammate doing the honours for us and having a solid race here, showing good signs of improvement. As now I have caught Charles Leclerc, and Bottas is a few seconds ahead, and I'm now trying to line up and overtake on the Ferrari driver, and I don't think this is going to be too difficult at all. Leclerc limping with his issues. We've got overtake, we've got DRS at our disposal. We've got a nice little slipstream too. Having a look behind to see where Pourchaire and Sainz are, because I was curious as to how that battle was shaping up. Down the inside, and that is P10. So neither Ferrari at this stage in the race are in the points, and that has got to be depressing for Ferrari anyway. But now down the inside of Sergio Perez goes Felipe Drugovich. Our teammate just showing no signs of slowing down, taking P5 from the Mexican. Perez fighting back, going to try and go down the inside of the left-hander. Perez gets it done, but Drugovich is going to have a nice taste of slipstream and DRS, and he's going to sweep round the outside of turn 1. And Felipe Drugovich moving into 5th. What a stellar performance by him. Unfortunately, however, we are having to settle for P10. I just couldn't catch up to Bottas in time and Sainz. He's still not given up on P10 himself, but I think we have it nicely covered. It's a disappointing day for us, but we're still picking up a point. It's P10, but we really need to start doing better if we're going to hunt for this championship. A disappointing day, but congratulations to Felipe Drugovich on a solid race.
It's victory in Shanghai, and what a victory it is after an incredible Grand Prix. What do you think it was today, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here. close result then.
Credit where it's due for Drogovic, finishing in P5, a solid top 5 performance. Feel like he could have got in the top 4 if he'd been there earlier, but still a good race. Verstappen winning in the end, George Russell holding on second, Gasly getting third, Lando Norris getting fourth. As we know, it's Drogovic fifth, and then it's Perez, Ocon, Magnussen, Bottas, and then myself rounding out the top 10. This really has not been, though, the start to the season I'd want, especially given I set the goal of winning the World Championship in Season 3, and it just, at this moment, it does not look like it's happening, does it? We're already 33 points behind Championship leader Pierre Gasly, who's got Max Verstappen and George Russell for close company, and Norris also not too far off. He could be in the fight. Well, thank you for watching this installment of Career Mode. Don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care.